right, so Diego, we met last time at eBase. Lot has changed. What is NERD.aero?
So NERD.aero is an outsourcing software development company dedicated to aviation. We have all the specialty in-house needed to bring aviation projects in IT to completion. We can do design. Honestly, I have a very strong interest in improving the interface of a lot of software which is available for aviation, sometimes antiquated, sometimes not really curated under a UX perspective. But we also have great developers. For what I talk about in my public speaking and with people around, we have developed a very interesting niche in AI. A lot of people are looking into AI now in aviation. So we have some very interesting projects in that direction. And I'm really looking forward to visit all the different specialties. The more I talk to people, the more I realize that in this niche, there are probably dozens of niches, and it's been an incredible learning journey for me to discover all of these little specialties.
I need to call you out in this matter of AI because it is a matter of like not only ethics on the side of AI, but also an ethics on the side of marketing. We love to glue the AI stand to everything that is, for example, a machine learning. How can we see the real AI from the fake AI?
Well, one thing that I like to tell is really think about your product, and if you can solve the issue with AI, if you can solve the issue without AI, do that. Don't just try to slap AI on anything. It's going to be more expensive. It's going to be more complicated, and I really think that we can probably improve 10 times the experience of software in aviation without AI. Where I think AI is going at this particular stage for aviation, where we don't have sometimes huge data sets to rely certain machine learning techniques on, is really the interface. We are seeing a will in the people to change interface. In the 80s, we were talking about command line interface. We then evolved to the graphical user interface, and I think that we are entering the lifetime of language interface. So you can create language tools that you talk with in a very natural way and access data in a much easier way. If you think about business aviation, a lot of the people that work in business aviation are often on the move, not in front of a big screen laptop or desktop computer, and we see really an increase in interest in having a WhatsApp chat with your database and being able to answer clients very quickly by using this type of technology. How to realize the good AI from the bad AI is really ask the question. As a buyer, ask the question, is AI really needed for this task? Maybe you are not the best person to judge that, and that is why we offer even just standalone consultancy services to our clients. We had clients who wanted a second opinion on something they've been told that they needed, and we are very happy to take into consideration all the parameters and help you with the choice. We don't have an interest in selling an AI project versus a traditional deterministic software. We really want what's best for the end users.
All right, so I've had a discussion last time with my colleague, and we proposed such a definition that was called Cloudophobic, yeah, and it was for some of the companies that are afraid of cloud-based solution. Is that still a trend that people will go with on-premise solutions?
Unfortunately, I think, especially in some regions of the world, is something that is strengthening. There is a false, in my opinion, false feeling that having the data close to you, it's safer somehow. I argue that if you have an on-premises service and you have your own IT department, it's very, very difficult to have all the specialties. And when we talk about, for example, cybersecurity, you probably will not be able in-house to cover all threats possible. So I think it is sometimes a false sense of security that drives in-house or on-premise software decisions. But it is that it's false sense of security. If you actually go down to the technical side, you will discover why Leon actually probably has to take very good care of the cybersecurity aspects, because you would suffer huge reputational damage if you didn't, and so all the other platforms that are cloud-based. I think people need to really consider the cybersecurity risk, not just in the sense of my data is somewhere I don't know, but how good is my team at protecting this data with the knowledge they have. Maybe you just need help for that externally, but definitely it's a conversation that is worth having.
That's why we focus on providing every year an auditor for ISO, for data security, and all that stuff. Normally, if you do it in-house, on-premise, like in your company, it will be difficult because you need more and more people, and it's a team that grows in numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and I feel that a lot of in-house solutions were born from a passage where you didn't have any system in place, and some clever nerd came around and said, maybe a pilot, maybe an ops guy, and said, well, I can code this, I can, and so the internal software started, and then it grew, and then you feel like you can't do without. But in a risk assessment, under risk assessment point of view, you have to consider, is that a single point of failure? What happens when that guy retires, or where he decides that he has enough and change the company? So there are a lot of factors that I think are worth considering, and definitely every business model is different. And what I feel is that a lot of companies keep telling themselves, we are unique, and Leon, Flex, Skylegs will not fit us. And that's where the flexibility of a software really matters. So is your, reporting engine is as flexible as being able to create whatever report is needed for different, I was just in a very interesting session about air ambulance, and the difficulties and the challenges that they have are very unique, and there's only a few operators that have that. So do we need an air ambulance dedicated software? Probably not. Probably a very flexible cloud-based software can be adapted internally, and you can learn to use it in a way that is efficient for air ambulance.
All right, let's get back to NERD.aero. And for example, I have a small company with private jets. Can I go to you with some, for example, what services you will provide for me? Yeah.
It really depends on the setup. So say you are using various systems that are not yet integrated between each other. Perhaps in the medical case, you have a medical system that manages the patient data, and then you have your flight ops system that manages your aircraft. You want to create an integration. None of the two systems are really interested in spending time creating this integration. You need a third-party company that does that. The particularity and the USP of NERD.aero is that we understand aviation. So you come to us and speak about empty legs, you come to us and speak about FTLs and what's the different positions of crew. We understand that. So scoping a project is much easier. It means we can keep fixed costs for projects. We don't go overrun on times and that kind of stuff. So it is really, and sometimes it's not. We get in and don't do any development, so we just do an audit of all of these things. We can do cybersecurity auditing, readiness for new regulation, Part IS coming up, and it's really having someone that understands all the various aspects of technology and aviation sitting next to you, helping you get to your goals. it's a much more cost-efficient solution because we employ all those specialties in-house, and you don't need to. So even if you have your internal IT department that does a few products, maybe you don't have anyone that does very good user experience design. And user experience is one of the things that is most overlooked in this in aviation, if you ask me. So, we can have a UX audit, user experience design audits, and help you develop the best way to interface humans with software. And it goes from that to full-scale design of software and implementation.
From like smaller connection of softwares between APIs to develop larger things, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. And anything that that is needed by the customer, and really we are a partner in this journey. As I said, we don't have an interest in going one way or the other, because at the end of the day, to us, is pretty much going to be the same. What we want happy customers. We want customers that start long-term relationships and really see us as a consultant on their side and help them throughout.